So there is some updated information about the stimulus checks. The Congress looks like they already passed it in the House of Representatives, and Build Back Better plan looks like they're going to try to break it up into a smaller plan to try to get those monthly checks going out to everybody. There's a big push in the Senate to try to get the Republicans on board. And I'm going to cover some of the new details, the latest information on stimulus checks, and how you can possibly get your check if you didn't get it yet. The fourth stimulus check could be coming down the road if they can figure out how to get bipartisan support from Republicans and the Democrats. So a missing stimulus checks, nobody wants to leave the money on the table, especially a stimulus payment from the US government that are eligible for but did not receive. In late January, the IRS announced that all third-round stimulus checks, officially dubbed Economic Impact Payments, or EIP, had been sent. But the IRS also noted that not all eligible Americans received the full amount they're entitled to. The good news, there's still time to get what's owed to you. Uncle Sam, which issued 175 million three-round payments, totally 400 billion through the end of 2021, reminded people that they can claim anything remaining stimulus money they're entitled to, but didn't get by claiming the recovery rebate credit on their 2020 income returns. The rebate, which comes as a tax credit of up to $1,500 eligible person on your 2020 returns, will either lower the amount of tax you owe or boost the size of your refund. The golden price of a tax return is a tax credit. This is something that Mark Davis, a chief to judge the tax information officer Jackson Harris, recently said. The third stimulus payments authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 and signed into law on March 11, 2021 was sent from the March through December last year. There are three of the so-called stimmies. This is a common term used by Simon's Payments, provided a maximum credit of $1,400 per person, including all qualifying dependents claimed on the tax return. A married couple with two qualified dependents, for example, are eligible to receive a maximum credit of $5,600 depending on income limits. And if you brought a baby into the world last year, you'll also be able to file for up to $1,500 that you owe for your new family members if you claim the child as a dependent. The size of the credit, however, gets reduced for single filers with adjusted gross income of more than $75,000, and for married couples filing jointly with earnings of more than $150,000 for heads of households. The credit is reduced between $120,000 and one earned $12,500. The credit disappears entirely for individuals with AGI above $18,000, and for married couples filing jointly will earn one more $160,000 heads of household with incomes of more than $120,000 also don't get the stimulus check. Most eligible Americans have already received the payments according to the IRS, so some people may not have received all of the third-round stimulus payment money because the IRS bases the VIPs on the income and number of dependents listed on a person's 2019 or 2020 returns. But the full amount of the 2020 recovery rebate credits is based on the person's 2021 return. So if an individual's circumstances changed last year, such as adding a baby, which means an additional dependent or earning less money, which could result in someone becoming eligible for a stimulus payment. The IRS has not factored these changes into their payment amount because the agency wasn't aware of the changes before sending out the checks. So anyone that had a baby in 2021 is eligible, as there is no way the IRS would know that. So they definitely want to claim the recovery back credit. This is something that Lisa Green Lewis, a CPA tax expert at TurboTax Online, recently said, so who may be eligible to receive more stimulus money. Parents have a baby born in 2021 who claim the child as a dependent on their 2021 tax return. Families who added up dependents such as a grandparent, child, or foster child on their 2020 tax returns were also not listed as a dependent in 2020 returns. Single filers who had incomes above $18,000 in 2020 but less than that in 2021. Married couples who filed a joint return who earned more than $160,000 in 2020 but made less money in 2021. A head of household filers with incomes above $120,000 in 2020 but less than that in 2021. Single filers who had incomes of between $75,000 and $80,000 in 2020 but earned less than in 2021. Married couples who filed jointly who had incomes between $150,000 and $160,000 in 2020 but less than that in 2021. And heads of households who had incomes of between $112,000 and $120,000. So even if you didn't qualify for the first and second rounds of stimulus payments in 2020, if you had a tough time financially in 2021 and your income is lower than the IRS threshold, you will get the credit on your 2021 returns. So starting in late January, the IRS began sending out information via what it dubs as Letter 6475. It's something that is taxpayer to watch out for. This is something recently Staver said at the top of the letter, which the IRS says it will send through March. You will see the word third, your third economic impact payments. The letter, which the agency did not send the last year, provides detail about the total amount you received in the third round stimulus payment in 2021 and includes all payments, even if they were issued at the separate times. Keep in mind that the third round EIP will advance payments of the recovery rate credits. The letter also includes the amount of money received in what the IRS calls plus-up payment, or money received for third round stimulus payment last year that were based on your 2019 returns or information received from the Social Security Administration, Railroad Retirement Board, or the Department of Veterans Affairs, but then update after filing your 2020 returns. The letter will help economic impact payments recipients determine if they are entitled to and should claim the recovery of the credit on their 2021 returns when they file the 2022. Tax specialists said that the letter 6475 will help minimize the number of mistakes people make when filing and filling out the returns. Filers can also view their EIP totals by going to your online accounts at website irs.gov. The key is to make sure that the amount of money you receive in the third round stimulus payments is cited accurately on your 2021 returns and matches what the IRS has on its records. What you don't want to do is claim the recovery about credits on your return if you have received all the stimulus money for which you are eligible. Please keep any IRS notices or letters you receive related to the third round economic impact payments with your tax records and refer to it when you file your 2021 returns. So to get your money, you will need to claim your 2020 recovery bank credits on your 2020 returns. File electronically can guide you through the form. Don't claim any missing first or second stimulus payment on your 2020 returns. Rather, you'll need to file a 2020 return or an Armageddon return to get those payments. The rebate credits does not count towards your taxable income. And be aware that you'll need to file or to fill out your tax return accordingly and include the precise amount of stimulus payments the IRS has actually paid you, and that includes your third round stimulus checks and plus-up payments to avoid a delay in your return processing. If you enter the incorrect amount, it can hold up the processing of your return. The agency will not automatically calculate your 2020 rebate. It is up to you, the taxpayer, to claim 2020 recovery bank credit. So this is a lot of good information coming out about the payments from the IRS. I'll keep you updated on that. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Also hit that subscribe button. So this is your daily stimulus check update information for today.